Good evening, this is TCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninghui Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Kuki MP Manipur condemns misinformations alleging 900 Kuki militants' infiltration. Kuki students star Manipur government alert on possible attacks, propaganda to Malay community. Kuki Students Organizations felicitates SSC CCL exam travel for 469 students. News in detail. The Kuki MP Manipur KIM has strongly condemned recent statement by Manipur State Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh accusing 900 Kuki militants of infiltrating Manipur with plans to attack the Meitei community. In a press release, KIM termed the allegations as baseless and deliberate attempt to spread misinformation aimed at vilifying the KSO community. KIM asserted that, contrary to these claims, it is the Meitei terrorist groups, aided by the Manipur state government, that have infiltrated the valley. These groups, referred to as Valley-based insurgent groups, VBIGs, are allegedly responsible for orchestrating attacks against the KSO people in collaborations with the state police, Arambai Tingle, and other radical Meitei factions. The statement stated that concerns over the use of misinformation by state agencies to paint the KSO people as aggressors in the ongoing conflict, despite their victimizations in what KIM described as a state-sponsored genocide campaign. The Kuki MP also questioned the origin of the intelligence inputs cited by Kuldeep Singh, challenging whether they were verified by official agencies such as the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, Research and Analysis Wing, RAW, or the Border Security Force, BSF. KIM urges the media and other stakeholders to remain vigilant against false narratives that could escalate tensions further, while drawing attention to other unresolved issues, including leaked audio tapes involving Chief Minister and Biren Singh, the looted armories, and the involvement of the Meitei police in alleged collusions with VBIGs and radical groups. The Kuki MP Manipur also stressed the need for transparency and the pursuit of a political solutions to protect the KSO people from further persecutions and misuse of state machinery. The Kuki Students Organization KSO on Saturday condemned Manipur government's alert about possible militant attacks on villages on the periphery of Imphal Valley as propaganda and an attempt to malign the community. Security advisor to the state government, Kuldeep Singh, had on Friday said that the hill districts of Churchampur, Tingnopal, Ukrul, Kamzong, and Perzol have been put on alert in view of reports of possible militant attacks on peripheral villages around September 28. KSO, in a statement, also criticized as propaganda a purported letter from the Secretary of the CM to the DZP, with a copy to security advisor which claimed that over 900 militants have entered Manipur from neighboring Myanmar with plans to attack peripheral villages of the rival community around September 28. The influential Kuki students' body claimed that Singh's press conference on Friday was carried out under duress and raised questions on the authenticity of the purported letter going viral on social media, claiming that the signatures of the secretary to the CM did not match with his original signature. Even though we know that this is propaganda to tarnish our image as citizens of this great nation, we would like to state that we don't need anyone from outside to protect us, the KSO statement said. It questions how Secretary to the Chief Minister was in possession of such sensitive information instead of the army, which is taking care of the security situations in the state. Addressing a press conference on Friday, Singh said security forces have taken up a number of steps in the wake of reports about movement of 900 trained Kuki militants into Manipur for attacking peripheral villages. A report on 900 trained Kuki militants entering Manipur have been circulating for the last 3 or 4 days. The input stated of planned attacks by these militants any day around September 28, Singh said. Singh said security forces have taken a number of steps in the wake of reports that militants might carry out violence in peripheral villages. He said planned measures have been communicated to remote areas to ensure that any militant movements are nipped in the bud, with intelligence shared among various agencies. He stressed the importance of immediate actions if any group movements of 30 or more militants, including their potential shelters, are detected. Singh said that while traditional combing operations focus on seizing arms and ammunition, there is now increased scrutiny for materials used to manufacture rockets, missiles, drone components, and batteries. During combing operations, explosives and materials used in making bombs are to be checked. District magistrates have been alerted. All connected roads and villages within a 5-kilometer radius towards the hills are also being checked, he has said. The Kuki Women Organizations for Human Rights KWOHR expresses solidarity and heartfelt sympathy toward the Imphal Naga Business Associations, INBA in particular, and fellow tribal Nagas of Imphal in general, regarding the rampant harassment in the form of monetary demands by Meitei radical armed militia groups, especially the armed by Tangle AT since May 3, 2023, under the pretext of contributions towards the ongoing conflict in the state of Manipur. In its press release, the KWOHR states that the IMB's appeal statement that since the beginning of the ongoing ethnic conflict between the minority Kuki tribals and majority Métis on May 3, 2023, there has been a continuous and unbearable demand for money from the Meitei radical armed militia group around by Tingle Eti, directed at Naga business establishments in Imphal. As the exorbitant monetary demands continue unabated, the IMBA had no other recourse but to convene a meeting of all Naga businessmen and women in Imphal on September 18 at the Tarung Community Hall for deliberations on these illogical demands. The Kuki-Zo tribals have experienced bitter hardships while living alongside the Métis in the Valley districts prior to May 3, 2023. Being the state capital, we were compelled to reside in Imphal and the greater Imphal area, enduring untold harassment, discriminations, and deprivations. For instance, there have been incidents where Kuki-Zo women from the hill districts who travel to Imphal to sell vegetables, especially at the Imam market, were chased away or forced to sell in bulk to Meitei businessmen at lower rates, and were not allowed to vend freely. The release further states that the Imphal Naga Business Association's IMBA has rightly stated that the continuous harassment in the form of unbearable monetary demands by the armed militia group around by Tingle AT amounts to an effort to drive the Nagas out of Imphal. The Kuki Women Organizations for Human Rights appeals to our fellow tribal Nagas that it is high time for the tribals of present-day Manipur to stand united and assert our tribal rights. This is an appropriate moment for us to raise our collective tribal issues, including the discriminations, marginalizations, and deprivations we have faced since India's independence. It is crucial to explore our tribal future before it is too late. The persecutions is currently focused on the Kuki-Zo tribals, yet we do not know who will be next, added the release. The army has sought information from Manipur Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh to provide details on intelligence regarding the alleged entry of 900 Kuki militants from Myanmar on August 28. A post on X by Spear Corps, Indian Army said these inputs have very serious security implications. An Office of Security Advisor has been requested to share the details so that appropriate necessary actions can be taken at the earliest. A defense source says the inputs were yet to be shared with the Army. Singh, while addressing a press conference in Imphal on September 20, has said that The government is aware of intelligence inputs regarding the entry of 900 Kuki militants on August 28, and unless it is proven wrong, it is 100% correct. The inputs were first shared by Chief Minister and Biren Singh's office with the Director General of Police and the Security Advisor last week. A copy of the leak later showed. The 1,643-kilometer India-Myanmar border runs along the states of Arunachal Pradesh, 520-kilometer Nagaland, 215 km, Manipur 398 km, and Mizoram 510 km. Assam Rifles, which is under the operational control of the army, is the primary border guarding force deployed along Myanmar. The Kuki Students Organization's KSO Churachandpur district has successfully facilitated the travel of 469 students to Aizawl for the SSC Combined Graduate Level Tier 1 examination. Between September 10 and 23, KSO organized 5 batches of students traveling across 44 vehicles to risk examination centers in Aizawl, approximately 333 km away. The cancellations of the Churachandpur Exam Center necessitated this effort. KSO Churachandpur extends gratitude to district administrations, Central YMA, Ngopa YMA, Hliapui YMA, Kuki Worship Service, KWS Aizawl, Kuki Welfare Committee, KWC Aizawl, local churches and pastors for blessings and supports, donors, contributors, and well-wishers. The total transportation cost of Rs 6,75,000 was borne by KSO and its supporters, providing one-way free transport to students. KWS Aizawl offered free accommodations to needy students within their church campus. KSO thanks drivers and owners of Tata Sumo and Winger for providing vehicles at minimum prices. This initiative demonstrates KSO commitment to supporting students regardless of tribe affiliations and ensuring their access to education and opportunities. Today, September, dated at 12:15 p.m., Churachandpur Autonomous College Room, number 3, hosted an event to commemorate International Day of Sign Languages. Organized by the Center for Community Initiative, the program aimed to promote awareness and inclusivity. Key speakers were Man Luan Kim, Assistant Professors of English, Madam Lily Tombing, Assistant Professors and HOD Education, Bao Chung Nung Vaipei, Associate Professors and IQAC Coordinator, and highlights of the occasions were Churachandpur Autonomous College launched various courses to empower students, emphasize on competitive exam preparations and career guidance. CCI team encouraged sign language adoptions, interactive sessions on sign language importance and benefits. Special educators Hoi Kim and Pernay Vaipei led the discussion. Students from Churachandpur Autonomous College and the Mulsom Initiative participated in sign language interactions. The Mulsom Initiative students performed the India National Anthem in sign language. Bijumwant, Assistant Professors of Economics, convey gratitude. International Day of Sign Languages aims to raise awareness about sign language importance, promote inclusivity and accessibility, encourage sign language education and adoption. Churachandpur Autonomous College plans to introduce sign language courses in the syllabus, fostering greater understanding and opportunities. The Special Court NIA Manipur has ordered judicial custody for Lunminse Kipgen, accused of murdering 4 Meitei individuals in Ningthau Khung Kha Kuno on January 18, 2024. Lunminse alias Langin Mang Levis, 35, was arrested for the brutal killings at a water treatment plant. The NIA took custody of him from Lokra Central Jail on September 19. During the investigations, it was revealed that Lunminse recorded videos of the crime on his mobile phone, which later went viral on social media. The court has scheduled the next hearing for October 5, 2024. On January 18, 2024, 4 Meitei individuals, Oinam Bamonjao, Oinam Manitomba, Tiyam Somendro, and Ningthozam Nabadip, were killed by suspected Kuki insurgents at the water treatment plant in Ninto Khunka, Kuno, Bisnupur district. The NIA took over the case from Bisnupur police and charged Lumin Safe under various IPC sections and the UAP Act. A special investigations team (SIT) of Manipur police arrested a senior managers and 3 staff of Bank of Baroda, Manipur University branch over alleged missing gold worth around rupees 4 crores. Officials say the arrested persons were remanded into judicial custody for 5 days. Police have taken up the case following a complaint filed by Ganga Ningomba, who was the senior manager of the bank. In her complaint lodged at the Singzamai police station on September 17, 2024, Ganga stated that the lock of the cash vault of a strong room of the bank was found broken. When a cashier of the bank opened the same for normal duty at about 10 a.m. on September 17, some gold packets were found missing. Upon checking footage of the CCTV monitor installed inside the bank, there was the presence of 2 persons inside the chamber of the branch manager at around 1:41 p.m. on September 12, 2024. In their preliminary investigations, it was established that the footage couldn't be further examined as all the CCTV cameras were found in dark mode. Since then, the SIT has been constituted to investigate in details into the case. After registering a case under different sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita (BNS) and making a spot inquiry of the bank, the police picked up the senior bank manager, Ganga Ningomba, and 3 staff members, namely Kaidam Jekchan, 38, Gary Nongmai Tim, 21, and Akoizam Rinas, 20. Dengue cases on the rise in Manipur. The state reported 148 cases of dengue last month alone, August, until date for this year. Manipur has reported 230 cases of dengue. Expressing his concern on the grim situations, Manipur Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Sapam Ranjan Singh called upon the public to extend their efforts and intensify measures to control and prevent dengue. The call came in response to the recent rise in the number of dengue cases in the state in the last few months. Speaking to media in a press conference held at RD Wing in Lamfelpat in Imphal, to review dengue situations and preparedness status, Dr. Ranjan emphasized the crucial need for community involvement in the fight against dengue, reiterating that the health department alone cannot combat the disease effectively. We need the participations of everyone, households, localities, and communities. Only together we can successfully fight dengue, the minister stressed. While health officers and staff have been actively working on tracing and monitoring cases and going strongly with the IEC and source reductions programs, Dr. Ranjan expressed concern over the alleged lack of cooperations in certain areas. In many instances, health teams were denied access to insect, mosquito breeding grounds, with some even facing hostility, he wrote. Dr. Ranjan then asked the public to fully cooperate with authorities, stressing the importance of eliminating potential breeding sites for mosquitoes, which are the primary carriers of the dengue virus. He warned that breeding grounds are often found in unexpected places such as small ritual pots and flower pots, underscoring that any place where water collects can become a breeding site. He assured that the health department is following established protocols to combat dengue and will continue its efforts. However, the minister reiterated that without the participations and cooperations of the community, these measures will not be enough to contain the outbreak. On September 21, 2024 at 1 p.m., the Kuki Christian Church project was dedicated as Permena Kangpukpi District. Honorable MLA Haukolet Kipgen, 51 Saitu AC, inaugurated the project. The church was constructed to commemorate the Kuki Métis reconciliations and peace efforts, which began on May 3, 2023. Community leaders Pu Zangboy Kipgen and Pu Tonglien play key roles in this initiative. Dignitaries attending the dedication ceremony includes Haukulal Hangsing, Honorable Caretaker Chairman, Cedar Hills ADC, Kim Nyo Hangsing, Honorable MLA, 46 Cycle AC, representatives from KSO Manipur, Sahil Kang, Kotu, CSOs, and KCC Synods from Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, and Tripura. The Christian Hospital and Dr. Anjali Nayak Nursing School, DANNS, also received support from the dignitaries. Dr. Ace Kongsai, Associate Administrative Secretary, KCCA, facilitated the event. Aadmi Party AAP leader Atissi on Saturday took oath as the youngest and the third women chief minister of Delhi during a ceremony at the Ras Niwas. Along with her, 5 other newly appointed ministers, Saurabh Bharadwaj, Gopal Rai, Imran Hussain, Kailas Galot, and New Sultanpur Masra, MLA's Mukesh Awad, were also sworn in the district cabinet. While Arvind Kejriwal handed over his resignation as CM to Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Sazina earlier this week, Atissi presented a letter stating that she had been elected as the leader of AAP legislature party. Following this, Sazina proposed September 21 as the day for holding the CM designate swearing-in ceremony to the President and the Ministry of Home Affairs. As CM Kejriwal did not have any portfolio assigned to him, however, AAP leaders say this was unlikely to be in the case with Atissi. The top leadership has made it clear that Atissi has to focus on governance. She is expected to retain key portfolios such as finance, education, PWD, and power, while Arvind Z will focus on politics and pool campaigns. The new cabinet has a lot of work to do, a party leader said. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a bilateral meeting with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas at Lotte New York Palace Hotel in New York on Sunday. The Prime Minister expressed deep concern at the humanitarian situations in Gaza and reaffirmed India's continued support to Palestinian people. Notably, India has long way for a two-state solution to Israel-Palestine conflict. PM Modi was one of the first global leaders to condemn the horrific terror attack on Israel by Hamas on October 7, but India has repeatedly expressed concern over the deteriorating situations in Gaza. India also sent humanitarian aid to people of Gaza as part of its commitment. In July, India released the first installment of $2.5 million to United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees for the year 2024-25. Prior to this, PM Modi also held bilateral meetings with Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Kuwait Crown Prince Sheikh Sabah Khalid Al Hamad Al Mubarak Al Shaba. Along with Kuwait's Crown Prince, PM Modi reviewed India-Kuwait bilateral relations and discussed ways to further strengthen our historical linkages and strong people-to-people contacts. During his meeting with PM Oli, Prime Minister Modi discussed matters of mutual interest to strengthen cooperation in all areas of age-old, multifaceted, and expanding India-Nepal partnership. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi interacted with the top tech leaders and CEOs of the USA in a roundtable hosted by Massachusetts Institute of Technology MIT School of Engineering in New York today. PM Modi emphasized India's growth prospects and discussed initiatives to foster collaborations and innovations across diverse sectors, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal stated. PM Modi arrived in New York in the second leg of his third three-day visit to the United States. On Saturday, PM Modi took part in the Quad Summit and held bilateral meetings with US President Joe Biden, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, and Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The Prime Minister addressed a huge gathering of India diaspora at National Coliseum in New York on Sunday. He will also address the Summit of the Future at UN General Assembly in New York today. The 19-year-old Gujarati beauty Riya Singha was recently crowned Miss Universe India 2024. She won the title after defeating 51 candidates, and she has represented India in the next Miss Universe 2024 competition. Her father, Bridget Singha, is an entrepreneur who runs an online storefront named E-Store Factory. Therefore, Riya grew up in a loving home. Rita Singha, her mother, has also contributed significantly to her upbringing. Riya's early enthusiasm for acting and modeling served as a basis for her future aspirations in the beauty pageant business. Riya is currently pursuing her education alongside her modeling career. While specific details about her education's background are limited, it is known that she is dedicated to balancing her studies with her aspirations in the beauty and entertainment sectors. Riya's career took a significant leap when she participated in Miss Universe India 2024 pageant. Competing against 51 finalists, she showcased her talent and poise, ultimately winning the title. This victory not only marks her first major achievement in pageantry, but also positions her as India's representative at the upcoming Miss Universe 2024 competition. Riya Singha put up a stellar performance during the Miss Universe India 2024 pageant and was eventually crowned winner at a glittering final held on September 22, 2024 in Jaipur, Rajasthan. The stunning lady competed with 51 other contestants, and not only did she impress the judges with her beauty and poise, but also proved to be one of the most confident contestants and won over the audience's heart widely in Indonesia. Miss Universe India 2024 was awarded to Riya Singha, once again scorching the stations and eventually crowned as the excellent one after a glorious final on September 22, 2024 in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Riya competed against 51 finalists, and she floored the judges as well as the audience with her beauty, poise, and confidence. She also shared her feelings about going to Miss Universe as a representative of India at the event. During the pageant, Riya established an easy-going personality and a strong presence during rounds which did not go unnoticed by judges, including names such as Urvasi Rautela. Her victory is considered a huge achievement and an inspiration for many Indian beauty queens. Riya Singha's win at Miss Universe India 2024 marks an important milestone in her journey. As she prepares to compete at Miss Universe 2024, her elegance, determination, and personality make her a strong contender. Riya's triumph serves as an inspiration for aspiring beauty queens across India. An explosion caused by a gas leak at a coal mine in eastern Iran has killed at least 51 people, state media said on Sunday. More than 20 others were injured after the blast in South Khorasan province. It is reported to have been caused by a methane gas explosion in 2 blocks of the mine in Tabas, 540 km, 335 miles southeast of the capital, Tehran. The explosion occurred at 21 local time on Saturday, state media said. South Khorasan's governor, Zawad, said that there were 69 workers in the blocks at the time of the explosion. According to AP news agency, he said there was an explosion and unfortunately 69 people were working in the B and C blocks of Mandanju mine. In Block C, there were 22 people, and in Block B, there were 47 people. It remains unclear how many people are still alive and trapped inside the mine. State media has now revised its earlier toll of 30 dead. The number of dead workers increased to 51, and the number of injured increased to 20, the official's IRNA news agency reported. Citing the head of Iran's Red Crescent, State TV said earlier on Sunday that 24 people went missing. According to Reuters news agency, Iranian President Moshod expressed condolences to victims' families. I spoke with ministers and we will do our best to follow up, Bajaksyan said in televised comments. The Tabas mine covers an area of more than 30,000 square kilometers and holds mass reserves of coke and thermal coal, according to IRNA. It is considered the richest and largest coal area in Iran, IRNA said. Local prosecutor Ali Nasil was quoted by state media as saying gas accumulations in the mine has been charged operations difficult. Currently, the priority is to provide aid to injured and pull people from under the rubble, Nasil said. He added that the negligence and the fault of the relevant agents will be dealt with at a later date. Last year, an explosion at coal mine in the northern city of Damgan killed 6 people, also likely the result of methane leak, according to local media. In May 2021, 2 miners died in a collapse at the same site, local media reported at the time. A blast in 2017 killed 43 miners in Azad Shah city in northern Iran, triggering anger towards Iranian authorities. Hezbollah and Israel exchanged heavy fire into Sunday as the Lebanese militant group sent rockets deep into northern Israeli territory after facing some of the most intense bombardment in almost a year of conflict. Hezbollah Deputy Chief Naim Qasim told mourners at the funeral of one of the group's commanders killed last week in Beirut, "We have entered a new phase, the title of which is the Open and Battle of Reckoning." Israeli Defense Minister said operations would continue until it was safe for evacuated people on this side of the border to return, also setting the stage for a long conflict as Iran-backed Hezbollah has vowed to fight on until a ceasefire in the parallel Gaza war. Israel's chief of the general staff said in a televised statement the military was well prepared for the next stages of fighting, which were coming in the next few days, but did not say when this would entail. "We will do whatever it takes to remove threats against Israel," Halabi said in a televised statement. The conflict, which has escalated sharply in the past week, has raged since Hezbollah opened a second front against Israel, saying it was acting in support of Palestinians facing an Israeli offensive further south in Gaza. On Tuesday and Wednesday, thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies used by Hezbollah members exploded. The attack was widely blamed on Israel, which has not confirmed or denied responsibility. The following day, Israel launched its heaviest bombardment of Lebanon yet. On Friday, an Israeli airstrike on Beirut's southern suburb targeted senior Hezbollah commanders in an attack that killed 45 people. Hezbollah says 16 members of the group were among the dead, including senior leader Ibrahim Akil and another commander, Ahmed Wabi. In a further intense bombardment on Saturday, the Israeli military said it struck around 290 targets, including thousands of Hezbollah rocket launcher barrels. In recent days, we have inflicted a series of blows on Hezbollah that it never imagined, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a video statement. "If Hezbollah has not understood the message, I promise you, it will understand the message." Qasim said Israel's escalations of the conflict would lead to further displacement of its own citizens. Israel has closed schools, restricted gatherings in the north, and ordered hospitals there to move patients and staff to protected areas. Many have secured or underground facilities designed to withstand rocket fire. Air raid sirens sounded constantly in Israel on Sunday. About 150 rockets, cruise missiles, and drones were fired at Israel overnight and into Sunday, most of which were intercepted by air defenses, the military say. Several buildings were struck, including a house badly damaged near the city of Haifa. Rescue teams treated wounded, but there was no report of deaths. Residents have been instructed to stay near bomb shelters and safe rooms. Hezbollah said it hit a barracks and another Israeli position with squadrons of attack drones and also launched rockets at military industrial facilities in an initial response to device attacks last week. An official in the Islamic Resistance in Iran, a grouping of Iran-backed armed factions, said they launched cruise missile and explosive drone attacks at Israel at dawn on Sunday as part of new phase in our support front with Lebanon. Escalations in Lebanon means escalations from Iraq, the officials say. The United Nations expert on human rights in Haiti, William O'Neill, has warned that the crisis in the troubled Caribbean nations is worsening rapidly. As the deadline for an international security mission draws near, all key arc for intensifications of efforts to restore stability in Haiti. The solutions are there, and they already exist, but efforts must be redoubled immediately. O'Neill stated that after completing his visit to Haiti, he emphasized this enduring agony must stop. It is a race against time. Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, has been largely overtaken by armed gangs, many of which are using weapons traffic from the United States. These gangs have expanded their control into nearby regions, exacerbating a humanitarian crisis that includes mass displacement, severe shortages of food and medical supplies, record levels of hunger, and rampant sexual violence. As gang activity increased, the country's security forces have struggled to keep up, O'Neill noted. The equipment have received is inadequate, and its resources are insufficient, while warning that firearms and ammunition continue to be smuggled into the country, enabling gangs to carry out large-scale attacks and seize more territory. The humanitarian toll continues to mount. O'Neill reported that an estimated 7 lakh people are now internally displaced, half of whom are children. This figure represents a significant rise from the 5,80,000 displaced people reported in June. Southern regions of Haiti, which have previously been insulated from much of the conflict, are now experiencing severe inflation, a shortage of essential supplies, and an influx of displaced populations. In these areas, incidents of sexual violence, child trafficking, and the recruitment of children into gangs are also on the rise. The health sector is collapsing, with fewer than a third of Haiti's health services operating normally. Hunger is pervasive, affecting nearly 5 million people across the country. Conditions in the nation's prisons are especially dire, with dozens of inmates dying in overcrowded and unsanitary cells due to lack of food. In 2022, Haiti's former government requested international assistance to help its police force regain control. However, with less than 2 weeks remaining on the initial one-year mandate, fewer than a quarter of the promised troops have been deployed, and the results so far have been limited. Of the 2,900 troops placed by various countries, only around 400 have been sent. Additionally, only $63 million have been contributed to United Nations dedicated trust fund, falling short of what is needed to effectively combat the ongoing crisis. Haiti's judicial system remains paralyzed, with over 80% of prisoners awaiting trial, while anti-corruption efforts have yielded little success. O'Neill described the corruptions in Haiti as corrosive, stating that it affects every level of society with almost complete impunity. Despite the international community pledges to support Haiti, the situation continues to deteriorate, raising the urgency for a stronger and more coordinated global response before the security mission's mandate expires. At least 4 people have been killed and 80 injured in a mass shooting in Birmingham, Alabama, police said. Multiple shooters fired multiple shots on a group of people late on Saturday in the 5 Point South area of the city, Birmingham police officer Chauman Fitzgerald said. Officers found the bodies of 2 men and 1 woman at the scene, while a 3rd man later died of bullet wounds in hospital, Birmingham police said. The culprits are believed to have approached the scene in a vehicle before getting out and opening fire. No suspects have been arrested. Fitzgerald added that they believe the shooting was not random and stemmed from an isolated incident where multiple victims were caught in the crossfire. The shooting may have been a result of murder-for-hire plot, Police Chief Scott Thurmond was quoted as saying by local news outlet ALCOM. The intended target was among those killed, Thurmond said it at news conference on Sunday. It wasn't the locations, it was the person. So wherever the person was, where it was going to take place, wherever they can catch that individual, Thurmond said. That's just where they happened to catch them. The other victims, all of whom were standing outside, are so far believed to have been caught in the gunfire. 4 of the injured suffered life-threatening wounds. According to Fitzgerald, the BBC has contacted the Birmingham Police Department for comment. Authorities are also pressing to find the shooters. The police said in a statement that they are working with FBI and other federal agencies and offering $5,000 reward for information, and have opened a web portal for submitting photos and videos of incident. The Five Points South District is known for its nightlife. The shooting occurred on Magnolia Avenue, Fitzgerald said. Witnesses who were queuing outside a hookah and cigar lounge on Magnolia Avenue at the time told local news site ALCOM that some of the gunfire sounded as though it came from a gun converted to be fully automatic. Earlier on Sunday, Fitzgerald had told reporters there were dozens of gunshot victims after the incident. Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin blamed Glock switches, devices that can be attached to handguns to make them fire automatically, for the violence, posting on social media on Sunday that say they are the #1 public safety issue in our city and state. Converting a semi-automatic weapon in a fully automatic weapon that discharges all bullets within seconds doesn't belong on our domestic streets, he wrote, adding that the city does not have the power to outlet Glock switches, only the state. He told CNN later on Sunday that more than 100 cell caching has been found at the crime scene. There have been more than 400 mass shootings across the U.S. so far this year, according to Gun Violence Archive, which defines a mass shooting as an incident in which 4 or more people are injured or killed. The incident in Birmingham is the second mass shooting to place in the city in a 2-month period and the third quadruple homicide of 2024, according to AICOM. One person has died and 7 others are missing, officials say, after unprecedented rain caused floods and landslides in the coastal quake-hit regions of Ishikawa in northern Japan. Japan Meteorological Agency JMA on Saturday issued its highest life-threatening alert level for the Ishikawa region, following torrential rains which are expected to last until midday on Sunday. More than 40,000 people across 4 cities have been ordered to evacuate after at least a dozen rivers in the region burst their banks. 2 of the missing were carried away by strong river currents, according to Japan's public service broadcaster NHK. Meanwhile, another 4 workers carrying out road repairs following a deadly New Year's Day earthquake are also unaccounted for. More than 120 mm of rain was recorded in Wajima on Saturday morning, and NHK reported the heaviest downpour in the region since record began. JMA forecaster Sugimoto Satoshi told reporters this level of downpours has never been exercised in this region before. Residents must secure their safety immediately. The risk to their lives is imminent. Footage aired by NHK showed an entire street in Wajima submerged underwater. Government official Koji Yamamoto told AFP that 60 people had been working to restore a road hit by the quake in the city of Wajima, but were hit by a landslide on Saturday morning. I asked contractors to check the safety of workers, but we are still unable to contact 4 people, Yamamoto said. Rescue workers who had tried to gain access to the site, he said, were blocked by landslides. A further 2 people have been seriously injured, according to government officials. Some 6,000 households have been left without power, with an unknown number of households without running water, AFP agency reported. The cities of Wajima and Suzu and the town of Noto have ordered some 44,000 residents to evacuate and seek shelter in Ishikawa Prefecture, Honshu Island. Meanwhile, another 16,000 residents in the Niigata and Yamagata prefectures north of Ishikawa were also told to evacuate, the AFP news agency said. Wajima and Suzu, in central Japan's Noto Peninsula, were among the areas hardest hit by a huge 7.5 magnitude earthquake on New Year's Day that killed at least 236 people. The region is still recovering from the powerful quake which had toppled buildings, ripped up roads, and sparked a major fire. Japan has seen unprecedented rainfall in parts of the country in recent years, with floods and landslides sometimes causing casualties. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.